In this video, I'm going to show you my process to lock down a logical next step, a callback, a meeting, a presentation. Hi, I'm Matt Elwell of the Elite Closing Academy, and in the video that you're about to watch, we deal with something that people ask me about all the time, which is I've tried to get back to someone and they didn't answer. Following up or locking down a prospect to speak to them on the phone, to meet them on site, to make a presentation. Whatever the logical next step is, this video will show you how to lock down the next step. If this is your first time here and you found that information useful, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and ping the notification bell so that you get your free training every Tuesday at 5 p.m. When we lock down a logical next step, so it doesn't have to be necessarily a callback. It could be you're presenting in front of a board. It could be you're arranging to meet somebody on a property site. It doesn't matter what the logical next step is. What does matter is you must follow a purposeful process to lock it down. Now, an example of something that happened today was we'd been speaking to a prospect, and the prospect and us had agreed to speak today at 10 o'clock. The most purposeful you can be at this point, and I'm going to go to like my own role play here. So let's just imagine we're on the phone and we're having a great prospecting call, and the logical next step is to give you some information, and then the next time we speak, we're actually going to close the deal. So the call goes something like, so look, it's been a great call. Thank you, Mr. Elwell of the Elite Closing Academy. Thank you so much for the conversation. Give me a call back on Friday. I just need to have a speak to my business partner. Now, at this stage of the prospecting cycle, we're like, okay, we're all right to speak Friday. Here's the crucial bit. What you must not do is allow nothing else to change between those 2 days. Let me put that in another way. So if you just go, yeah, okay, cool, we'll speak Friday, but nothing else happens, there's no other information that exchanges, the likelihood is that on Friday, you're going to have exactly the same conversation that you're having now. Something must change on this process. You've got to be able to take the prospect from here and move it further down the line to where it's a hot qualified lead where you can close it. Something has to happen. So the first thing that I always do is use agreement. So, would it be okay if we spoke on Friday? Of course. Firstly, let's lock down a time on Friday to speak. Before we do that, this is critical. Between now and Friday when we speak again, what information would you need from me that we haven't already provided, so that when you speak to your business partner or the board or whatever it might be, it makes it an absolute cert that when we do speak on Friday, it's just to confirm getting started. So what information have you not had so far that you need from me, so that when you do have a conversation with your business partner, the next time we speak it's, yes, let's go ahead. So what do you need from me? So this is critical. So before we speak on Friday, you must, as the salesperson, make sure that you move it along. What haven't they got that they need that's going to sway the decision? What information do they need, or that they're short of that they need to get the result? What are we missing here? So this is the first part that you must do. You must make sure that you're super purposeful at this stage. This is called being purposeful. 94% of salespeople go, yeah, speak Friday at 10, bye, and they're gone. That is not purposefulness. Nothing else, nothing will change. If that's you, you've got to change. You've got to make sure that by the time we speak on Friday, something else has happened that gets it closer to the moment when we close the deal. So that's the first thing. Second thing, you must lock the callback, the presentation, the meeting, whatever it is, you must lock it down. And here's my suggestion, and this is something I teach, called the lockdown. Firstly, I would send a Google Calendar with the time on Friday that we've agreed, and I always give two options. So on Friday I'm available at 10 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Which one suits you best? That's the first thing. I always make the decision available for them. It's their decision when we speak. That's qualification in itself. You didn't say, no, I don't want to speak. You chose a time and looked at your diary and created space to speak to me. So it's important, it's in your diary. Raise your hand if you're busy. You've got to make sure you lock down this time in their diary and dent their memory that you're going to be speaking to them 2 o'clock. Then the power of the Google Calendar is the heading, Matt Elwell Elite Closing Academy, 2 p.m, and put the title, in the title, put what's going to happen. Sign up to his academy or whatever the outcome is. If you can get the outcome into your heading and they see it, ping, oh, 2 o'clock I've got Matt Elwell about his academy, it dents the memory. And when they have a look on Friday morning when they're out on their laptops, ping, I've got Matt at 2 o'clock today about the academy. And they're already starting to think about, who have I got to speak to, what have I got to get done? Because when he calls, I don't want to be in a position where we can't make a decision. So that's the next point. You must lock it down. Now bear in mind, 85% of emails either don't get read or don't get opened. So if you send that email, Google Calendar, do it while they're on to you, if possible. And if you don't do it while they're on to you, send them a text to say, I've sent you a Google Calendar, let me know you've got it via email. And then get them to text you back. I've sent you an email confirming our call about my academy on Friday at 2. Text me to tell me you've got the email, because I wouldn't want to think the email gremlins have held it. You see what I mean? Don't assume that the email's landed. Assume it hasn't landed, and therefore use another form of technology. Like, how do you communicate with your mom and your dad and your friends and your girlfriends? Text, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. That's what you've got to do here. Your prospects should be communicated in the same way you do with your friends. So this is, see how purposeful this is, see how much effort goes into locking this logical next step down. There's an energy to it, there's a process to it, it's really important. And what happens is, for people with a dominant profile at this point, they go, forget Friday, let's get it done now. that happens, particularly if you've done the prospecting journey properly and you know what their pains are, you know what they need, it's urgent, and you trust each other. Or they will actually make time on Friday because it's important to them, right? Solving a problem is important to them, and because you've been purposeful, they're going to speak to you Friday. Now, here's another thing you can do, depending on how big the business is that you're dealing with. If it's a multi-6, multi-7-figure business, the likelihood is that the decision maker will have somebody else looking after their diary. Who's that person? Who else looks after your diary? Who else needs to have this locked down so they ensure that you've got time in your diary? This is all part of locking something down. So don't assume that person looks after their own diary. Ask them, who else looks after your diary? Who else needs to see this email? Who else do I need to make sure knows about it so that on Friday we're gonna talk? And critically, finalise it again before I get off the call. What else do you need from me so that on Friday you've got everything you need? And that is how you lock down a logical next step. It requires purposefulness, professionalism, and persistence. If anything about locking down a logical next step, locking down a phone call, anything I just said that you're either struggling with, you would like more information on, then comment in the box below. I really want to serve you. I'm really interested to know, how do you lock down the logical next step right now? So subscribe to the channel, ping on the notification bell. Feel free to watch all of the other videos that are available on this side of the screen.